So as a rule, if you follow my channel for any length of time, I'm always going to reach. Let me back up a little bit. The rule is to always approach any task with the least aggressive process and product to begin with. Check the results. If it doesn't deliver the results that you want, then you up the ante by going to something more aggressive, whether it's polishing the paint or cleaning the interior. So this is safe for virtually any material in a car. Vinyl, velour, carpeting, leather, go down the list, it's safe. I dilute this down 10 to 1. Every cleaning is essentially the same. You spray, you scrub, you mop it up. What you can control is how much chemical you use, the dilution ratio. You control the type of scrub pads you use. For the most part, every car, probably 95% of the car, I can accomplish with these two tools. Then you've got a vent brush that I use for vents in the real tight areas, but this is more about dust. I also keep a brush that I can get wet if it's got a real tight area that I need to actually saturate with some cleaner and clean like a toothbrush, because I also have my various toothbrushes. And this is like a toothbrush, except if you actually brush your teeth with it, your gums would be bleeding because it's stiffer. So this is where you pick and choose, and you literally customize the moment based on the material, the level of dirt, and experience. And that's where I'm trying to get you guys through that learning curve quicker versus longer. So you have to break down the panel next. It's like, okay, this is molded plastic, vinyl, whatever you want to call it. You open up this little tray. How would you attack that? Maybe it's as simple as dusting it, maybe not. That's where you have to break down each individual area, and you really have to dissect it piece by piece and figure out what it's going to take. Now there's a heavy buildup of dirt right here, and so some areas I may choose to scrub or spray the scrub pad and kind of test an area. So right here I just tested it, and see that dirt? Now it looks like, I'm pretty sure that wasn't there before, so I'm going to test another area to verify what's going on. And it is certainly removing the dirt, okay, but it looks like there's some darker material that's coming off with it. Now that's where cars that are within 10 years old, and this is past that moment because it's 14 years old, is you never know if the leather's what's called coated or uncoated leather. Coated leather, the reason they coat it with that clear coating, just like on your car, is because it makes it more durable and it can withstand the use and abuse of daily driving, daily use better. And that's, to me, the good news. So leather in today's cars are not meant to age and patina like a couch would in your living room. Okay, they're meant to hold up and withstand daily use. So this is acceptable. I've cleaned off the dirt. I can tell that that kind of whitish, grayish buildup of oils from your hand and dust has now been removed. So that's where you constantly test, you check your results. You either continue down that path or you pull back and you change course. So right here, this is another area. Obviously the areas that are used more often than not are going to be the dirtier areas. So that's where you're going to have to, be a little more cautious in how you clean. So you can tell it's pulling up a substantial amount of dirt. But what you have to verify, is it pulling up dirt or is it pulling up some color? Because my guess is that this is uncoated leather. So you have to be a little more cautious with it. I would still want to get it clean, but I've got to find that happy balance between clean and not going to the point of no return where now the trade-off is not worth it being truly 100% clean. Sometimes you've just got to look for that winning combination. So I'm going to break each section down There's a heavy buildup of oils here because I know that people grab this by their finger. So the fingertip just over the years, I mean, think about it, 14 years. I can almost guarantee the inside of this has never been detailed based on the amount of dirt that I'm seeing built up on it. Toothbrush, I'm going to put down in that seam and get the little nooks and crannies of this. We've got the different little controls. Maybe it would require a brush. This might be sufficient, which it's not. So I'm going to grab the toothbrush, clip this back and forth, and now it's a little damp. This is where, once again, you customize the moment. This is not where you want to get crazy with the amount of liquids, because you have electrical connectors underneath this, and you don't want a gallon of cleaner going down behind there. So now that I've cleaned it, now I can brush away kind of the stuff that I've broken loose with my dry dusting brush. So you literally just break section down by section. If I have something that's not responding, I may reach for my super degreaser, which in this case can be diluted down anywhere from 5 to 1 to 10 to 1 based on your experience and what you choose. This is diluted down, I think it's about 6 to 1 right now, and I don't think I will require the use of this in this car. Okay, let's get a little more aggressive. As a rule, if there's heavy amounts of loose debris, I will vacuum it first. I did not have to do that because it's minimal, despite how dirty this is. So this panel, it has a texture to it, and it's more durable than, let's say, the leather. So I'm going to just cut to the chase. Now I know this sounds very harsh on camera, but I could use this on my arm, and okay, is it comfortable? No, I would not want someone to do that. But is it drawing blood? Of course not. So it probably sounds harsh, more harsh than it really is. But trust me, this material can handle it. Now I've got this little yellow, okay, see, this is what happened. Perfect example. I had a little yellow, I don't know what it was, some kind of skid mark. This did not take it off, but this did. If that didn't work, maybe I would reach for a magic eraser, which I need to go get one out of my van. And you really, truly can control and customize the moment based on the material. Every car will represent its own unique challenges. Every manufacturer, every model, and even the same model of car will change suppliers during the year. So you may be doing the exact same model of car, same year, everything, and suddenly you're like, wait a minute, I don't remember this happening before, or I don't remember the material looking like this or responding like this. Well, it's seriously like a moving target. So this is where you just decide, based on all the indicators, all the factors, how you're going to attack it. And experience will teach you a lot. And you can scrub hard, you can scrub soft, you can scrub a few times. It's just like anything else. You truly can customize each and every little area. It's just like polishing. Between the different polishing pads, the types of polish from aggressive to mild, to the type of buffer you use, to the pressure you apply, to how long you let it sit in the specific area polishing. You customize the moment based on the information and the results that you're getting when you test that little area. So in this door panel itself, I'm going to employ numerous tactics in the form of tools. But I'm going to use just the one cleaner, the all-purpose cleaner, diluted 10 to 1. Okay, this panel is done, and I'm going to show you a couple secrets. These pockets are felt line. You can call it carpeting, whatever. It's a pain in the butt because it's not got a traditional nap. It's more like felt, and it's got all these fibers. Think of it like this scrub pad, and when you get debris in there, it really sticks. So you can either try to vacuum it out and use some kind of scrub brush, like a toothbrush, to loosen it and vacuum it, or this is for you again, Sean Cody, the leaf blower. This is the cheap man's version of a compressor, an air compressor, and a 50-foot hose and an air nozzle. You can use a leaf blower because there's really two ways to get that dirt out. You're either going to suck it out or you're going to blow it out. But you will have to, in this case, break it loose first. So the leaf blower is very effective. So break it loose while you're got the leaf blower nozzle directed right in there, and it really can cut to the chase. So at this point, now we have clean. This looks good. Okay, but sometimes you have a situation where black takes on an ununiformed appearance. And this is where an interior dressing comes in. Now, I'm not a big fan of interior dressings as a rule, but sometimes they're a requirement. Black on black. I have used Stoner for years, but I buy this by the case. It comes 12 to the case, and it seems that they kind of go back and forth as to whether they offer it online or not. And then if they have to ship this overseas, like I have sorry, I don't remember your name, you're in Hawaii. You can't have this air freighted over there. So they can't ship it by air, and it gets very cost prohibitive. But I am a big fan of these because they're so easy to use. You just spray lightly like that, and then I take my microfiber that I reserve only for this, and now I just go over it very quickly. And what it does is it creates a sheen, and you can either keep it highly glossy or you can break it down with a microfiber like this as much as you want. But what it does is it creates a very uniformed appearance, and it's not going to be heavy and greasy like traditional dressings are. So this is what I will do on a lot of black cars to take it to that next level of perfection. And you just make sure you go through the seams, because it is an aerosol, and so it literally will get everywhere. And you want to make sure you do it in the right order, because it will have gotten on the windows. And that's why I leave windows as one of the very last things. Now these vents, you could shoot it directly into the vent if you wanted to, but all I do is I just crease this microfiber and make a little wedge out of it and shove it in here. And by shove, I mean not to the point that it's going to damage or break anything, but shove as in the context of making sure I get the job done. So there we have the panel. And unfortunately, when it comes to video, it's very forgiving. That's the good news most of the time. But unfortunately, it's very anticlimactic for you, the viewer, because unless you're here live, you just can't fully appreciate the before and after version of this. So Jordan, there's the after version.
Looks great.
So dirt's gone. Wait, I don't think the camera heard you.
10 times better than before.
Bingo, 10 times better than before. I will take that all day long.